Hello everyone, and welcome back. So we are going to be continuing the last game like we've been doing for a while. And we're going to be doing the... I don't see that loading screen a whole lot, honestly. But we're going to be, of course, building up 20 different cells. And then that's when the video will end. That's really close. Make this one a white cell. And what are all these? Yeah, because this is going to store glucose, I'm going to want to switch those to glucose. And right now I also want to get at least 2 more. Alright, put 1 there. I want to change because I am going to make another version that is the hydrogen storage, hydrogen sulfide storage. I'm going to make it a bit more orange, I think. Find a good orange color in here. That's good, but it just doesn't look as good on the actual membrane there. Duplicate that. I'm basically doing another version of this, just changing some things around. Interesting. Okay, there we go. That was interesting. I don't entirely know what's going on there. Maybe trying to duplicate the changes from the other one that I had. That might be the case there. If I make you, of course, hydrogen sulfide, I think you and the other side have to be switched around. If I, there, just make sure these are good. All right. I don't have room for any others though, so this one I'm having to wait. And off we go. Clearly when I left off, see I actually have a little hydrogen sulfide chunk in me, so that's pretty good. It's not going to last forever. I guess one thing though I've not mentioned, I mean I might have mentioned it, but I feel like I haven't mentioned it a ton. And this one is that obviously like this is pretty much how it was prior for the most part with this stage. So I need to get turning cilia. This thing is not turning well at all. It's not something I want to have to be constantly fighting. I'm probably going to make sure I get a turning cilia. Because I want to make sure I can actually turn my cell. Not just get stuck in these kind of tough loops here, I guess. didn't close that. Okay, anyways. Editor. If you get one more echo down there. Got one more. So we're going to do that. I just feeling this about to happen. Hydrogen sulfide over here, so that'll be pretty good. Alright. These are the glucose storage one. Okay, that one can hold that. Alright. I will also at least mention from my own experience, even if you have the lot of even if you get the turning silly or have good turn radius for just a single one, once you're in the colony, it becomes a lot harder to actually turn, since you're turning a much longer thing usually, and even when you get some other minor changes, and you become more like rounded about. If that even makes any sense. Still it can be a little difficult. Oh God. Come on. Where did my X stop there? That was weird. I hope I can survive. I don't think I'm going to. Yikes. I tried strafing there, but did not seem to like it. Also, the game seems to have frozen up. A little word, I think it's crashing. Yeah, that looks like I think it couldn't handle the my stem. I'm looking at the you can't see it since OBS doesn't actually look at it, but there's a failure to unbind my cell, to unbind the colony when my leading cell died, and it seems like it completely kind of froze the game. So that's probably one issue I think they're going to be working on. I'm certain, because having that happen and then, you know, this situation occurring is not the greatest. I'm going to stop this recording and come back when I get the game back up. Alright, I'm back. Hopefully this works. Alright, there we go. Here I am having like just started off again. Alright, so we're going to do our best to avoid making that mistake that I made earlier. Try not to get trapped or accidentally stop moving. Ugh. That's a big boy I just went past. Either does not care to eat me, or it physically can't eat me right now, or something. Yeah, I decided to leave a message within our, just straight to the programming stuff. Probably one of the worst bug messages you probably received, in all honesty. So I didn't actually take an image of the error message itself. But since it seemed pretty basic, I don't think it's too important to have everything that was mentioned. Because it seemed to have really just been because of like that it was unable to uncouple the cells, pretty much. Okay, I'm gonna try to strafe this a little bit. I wanted to go over there, but I see a radiation. Ooh, I could. Well, I can't now. Alright. Well, at least you didn't die that time or and get the game to crash. That's actually pretty good. So just like 2 species down here? Okay, then that's... Yeah, no, everything else then dying out. I'm gonna try to... And this one to have movement-related stuff, so it'll be like on the back of the cell. I'll just change the membrane color for fun to blue. Why not? Right there. Let's see if we can make that just like the, I don't know, the center of the cell. And that's usually what I end up doing a lot of times. No, let's just put one right up top there. Alright. And you know, you can kind of see from the one that's right in front of us, you can see there's like a blue bar that kind of stretches really long. I know that's been happening currently with how they handle the cells in this. But I'm hoping that ends up changing at some point and getting fixed. And now the turning is going to be miserable. I've also, well, for anyone who is interested, I have continued to, of course, work on the script for the video for the loading screen project. It's been coming along well. I actually made one of my, I would say, quote-unquote, art pieces. It's kind of like a, hey, here's my abilities. Don't worry about what your art skills are like, because mine is not the best. I was wondering, I had mentioned that with the contest I was gonna do, like my own art piece, just to be like, hey, if anyone is worried about how their art style may look, don't worry about it. I want to get that into the final one. There we go. Alright. Yeah, so that is something I ended up doing. You know what? I might do something I normally do not do in these videos. Normally I try to show like everything I'm doing, so I don't try to edit out sections. I might do that just to get to the end, just to make things a little quicker for the video. I don't know if at times the length of videos makes it hard for some people to watch. Because I know from when I've looked at like, the video stats and whatnot, a lot of people don't seem to actually watch the entire thing. So maybe if I start making them a bit shorter, that could help. Easier for people. Alright. So I'm gonna go and try to get through the rest of the generations, and when I'm at the end, I'll see you there and I'll explain sort of some of the stuff I did if I changed anything major. Alright, welcome back everyone. Let me actually, there we go. Let me turn the volume off so that you can hopefully hear me as I talk. But I've gotten to the last turn, so all I've got to do is get to 20 cells, and then that'll be the end of the game. Well, it's the end of the video, not just technically maybe the end of the game as well at the moment. But that's what we're doing right now. Okay, that one is stuck. Great. That flea is supposed to try and get away. This is rather awkward. Also, I was actually planning on getting a flagella on the movement cell, but it resulted in actually having too much ATP usage to its own ATP generation. So I didn't end up doing it. Although in this stage you can technically get away with that on, I would say probably more so on the cells that are not your like central lead cell, mainly due to the fact that you can have the other cells being the main ATP producers. There's some other cells don't have to be as balanced per se, although I would still advise likely trying to balance things out just in case you need it. Oh no. Alright. I am actually doing another thing right now, and I'm trying to figure out what happened in my game. Other things, so I'm slightly distracted by that. Okay. So I'm going to just explain what I think just happened in this other game. So I'm also been playing a terraforming game actually on my phone. I've played it a few times, although it did change quite a bit. And I'm currently trying to terraform Earth so that it doesn't murder us because of all the things we've done to the planet. And somehow one of my buildings, I think, got like deleted by a terrorist attack, because that's an event that can happen. But the terrorist attack in question, I'm pretty sure, because the actual mention of it that I got for it, we said that there was an attempted bombing it within one of my structures, but it did no damage. But somehow in that same city, I lost my like landing pad that allows me to have access to satellites. Thankfully, these satellites are still accessible. And also I know it was in that same city because I put the 3 buildings there together. But I'm still able to handle satellites, so that means the satellites are still active, so I don't know what's going on with that. Also, I have the option to count as mooned, so I might just do that for fun. Oh, Earth is the last of the free planets in the game, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think I'm going to end up doing any of the paid ones. Maybe if I do anything, it might be their random planet generator, because I can actually get can actually have planets that have like native civilizations on it, which could be a cool thing to try and do. But I also want to try to play each of the different sort of factions the game has added in, which I remember some of them were in there originally when I played, but they gave them their own goals now, so that is quite interesting. I've been playing the main terraforming faction, but one of them is like the exact opposite of that. So instead of terraforming, you want to try and reach. Well, you want to have the starting stats of the planet without like any changes, which is really interesting in my opinion. Yeah, I guess back to Thrive stuff. You're just trying not to die. I guess is the best way to put what I'm doing right now. Alright. Just because I already use a cheat menu, try and get a little quicker through here. Try and increase the phosphate and ammonia so the cells will start showing up quicker. And you don't have to, even though, while I've already tried to shorten the video, I don't want it to be too long, even then. That out of the way. Alright. So I guess just mainly I'm just going in a straight line. have 5 more cells show up, and then we're good. Looks like we might have lost one. So it'll be 6 then. Only need 4 more to go. Oh Lord, that was. Is that anything that had to do with the other cell I had there showing up? Just try this. It's just sitting in one spot now. Almost finished. And one more. Also, sadly, there have not been any more loading screen artworks that have been submitted yet, so I am going to just be using yet another 3D model image from WOMP. I have been making them in Blender as well, so I might end up doing some images of the Blender models at some point. Alright. There we have it. Of course, I think I clicked on that in the previous ones. I'm not going to do it this time. But thanks for watching, everyone, and I hope you have a good day.